Aloha! Good God, it's been a long time since I did a MAILCARD. Oh God, hang on a sec. Bit of, yep, no, that's a bit of Terry's chocolate orange. Sorry, just found some on my desk. Like, what the fuck? Oh, Christmas. Anyway, right, it's been a long time since I did one of these, and I think it's about time I did something new. I'm going to do something a bit different today. Rather than sitting there processing lots of video gameplay and then having, random chatter and bullshit over the top of it, I'm going to do some work. And you're more than welcome to watch me do it, or you're welcome to just minimize it and listen like some sort of radio show. So, yes, I have my provisions for the day's foray into the realm of creativity, i.e. a British cup of tea. I have the remains of a Terry's chocolate orange. Hang on a second. Yep, just as delicious as it was on Christmas Day. And I shall delve into doing some stuff. Now, sorry, this is really wrong of me. I shouldn't be talking while eating. It's like dropping down a social class. Right. Okay. Now, so it's in my teeth. Hang on. Yep, got it. I'm good. Okay. As you may have noticed, I have been completely absent from everything as of the last 6 months. And I'm going to let you in on what the hell it is I've been up to. Now, you may have known, you may or may not know, I used to work in the gaming industry. And for a while I was having a problem in finding a contract in the United Kingdom. And I was umming and ahhing about possibly starting my own independent development studio. Back towards around November, October last year. It was just as I was coming up to the end of the Igna series. Hang on a second, I might as well get on with something. Was it this one? Ah, it was, yes. So I started sketching this last night. Thank you for that, Windows 7. I know you've switched to basic mode. So yeah, as I was saying, I was in the process of... Hang on a sec. No, that's not what I want. There we go. So yeah, I was in the process of umming and ahhing about this. This was coming up to the end of the Igna series. And I was getting a bit frustrated. And shortly afterwards, I had a nice email from EA asking me if I wanted to fly over to Crytek for a couple of months to do a little bit of work on the new Crysis 3 and promoting it. So I said, okay, fine, and I went over there. And whilst I was there, okay, I met up with some guys. In fact, I should tell you about how this project of mine originally came about. I used to work at Codemasters. I was part of the F1 team over in Birmingham. And there's a really nice bunch of guys over there. I joined shortly before F1 2010 went gold, and we got the BAFTA for it. In fact, I've got a very horrible, pissed out my mind photo of me holding said BAFTA, which I'm using on my LinkedIn profile. Which oh God, I look so pissed out of my mind. In fact, I probably should pull that down because it's not exactly professional at all. Anyway, as I was saying, I was working there for a while, and it was shortly after F1 2010 had gone gold. And, Codemasters had just had the massive Playground Exodus. If you don't know about the Playground Exodus, basically, I'm not too sure the reasons why, myself. Codemasters management pissed off an entire department who went, fuck this noise, and they up and walked off. It was like about 100 people walked off on them. And they went over to Leamington Spa and they formed their own studio called Playground Games. They went on to make one of the Forza games. I think it was Forza Horizon on the toy box. And... they were fairly successful with that. Codemasters management were not too happy with the whole prospect of having staff up and walk off on them, so they tried to sue the owners of the studio into poaching staff. I'm not too sure exactly what happened regarding that. I think it just eventually fizzled out into nothingness. But, hang on a sec. Let's drop that down to 35. That'll do. But yeah, it eventually fizzled out, I believe, and... the thing was, most of the guys who walked off were part of the original racing team who developed Grid. Grid 2 at the time was in alpha, and I saw myself as having an opportunity to jump over in and work on Grid 2. As much as I hated Grid 2's physics model, I liked some of the ideas presented in it. And so, in my spare time over at Birmingham, I started developing some concepts for a career-based system which no one had actually done in a racing game before. Because, as you know, half of the fun in racing is the shit that happens off the track as much as on it. And it was pretty alright, you know, it was some good concept ideas, and I started waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking of more shit and scribbling it down into an A5 notepad, which I kept on the side of my drawer. And yeah, things were going really quite well. The only downside was the Grid 2 team was based in Southern, which is their main HQ. And yeah, that was not exactly a small drive. Anyway, my manager at the time decided he wanted to pull a dick move on me and move my job from Birmingham to Southern, despite the fact there was no need to. And yeah, my my daily commute went from 40 minutes to 3 hour 40 minutes a day, which was a bit of a pain in the ass, but the real killer was the fuel costs. At the time, the recession was in full swing. It was like £1.25, £1.30 a litre, and it was not my idea of fun. So, in the end, I ended up arguing with the guy and said, look, you know, I can do this, but you're going to have to pay me. And he basically, oh god, it was a bit of a messy situation, but the whole thing boiled down to a take it or leave it scenario. So in the end I decided, fuck this noise, I up and I walked off. Shame really, because I quite liked the Birmingham lot. But anyway, yeah, so I walked off, and all my ideas and concepts and that sat in a notepad form, and they just sat on my shelf, and I didn't really pay much attention to them. I couldn't devise anything for them because they were kind of hang on a second. I couldn't do anything with the mechanics because I didn't have any way to get around the logistical problems of developing a racing game, such as licensing vehicle costs, damage costs, so on and so forth. And it was a bit shit, really. You know. There we go, that'll do. So, yeah, the idea sat on the shelf until I went to Crytek. And I got drunk with a few guys over there. And we were in the bar. We'd just gone to see Django Unchained in the local Cinemaplex, and it was the only English showing actually in the entire city, so it was fucking packed. Never been to a cinema where every single seat was taken. And afterwards we went to a local Irish bar, which is quite unusual in Germany. And the strange thing was they had all these £5 notes stapled over the ceiling, which yeah, apparently it's for some sort of like good luck thing in the local town. I have no idea. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I got over there and we got drunk, and you know, we started talking about what we wanted to do in the industry and that, and I kind of mentioned this idea that I had for a racing management game where your decisions on the track would affect your actions off, and vice versa. And I told them about the logistical problems and that, and after a hearty conversation involving several pints, you know, I decided, you know, I'll pick the project back up again, and it seemed like a good idea. Hang on a second. Let's tuck that in there. Yep. So yeah, anyway, the idea was grounded, and I went back to my hotel and I started thinking about how I could get around the logistical problems of cost. You know, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, shit, I can't do this. It's just too expensive. But the next day I went into the office, and one of my mates there was with his laptop, and he said, here we go, you might find this interesting, and he showed me a film. Now, I will admit, this film, I'd never even heard of it before, and I kind of lost interest in the whole anime thing back in the early 2000s, when everything started going all fan-servicey. But no, he showed me a film which, it was called Redline by Takeshi Koike, and it was just the most insane fucking thing I'd ever seen. And I was absolutely mesmerised. I sat there for an hour and a half, you know, whilst waiting for video to render. I just sat down and watched this whole thing from start to finish in the office, and it was absolutely brilliant. And the more I thought about it, I thought, this solves everything, every single problem I had. And with, you know, the more I thought about it, I mean, developing a racing game is expensive, but if you sidestep all of the bullshit and set it in the future, then you can sidestep having to worry about licensing fees. You can build your own vehicles. You can worry about, you know, developing your own visual style, making your game unique and different. It also means that you can get away with things like not having to worry about having the most accurate physics model known to man, because at the end of the day, it's the future. No one can really relate to it because it hasn't fucking happened. Oh god, more email. What the hell? Hang on a second. Some guy called Hacker seems... I sound like Garth Marenghi. Who the fuck is that? I have no idea. I'll probably Google that in a bit. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, this solved almost all my problems overnight. So I flew back to the UK at the end of the contract, and I went out and I bought the Blu-ray of this film, and I keep a local copy of it on my tablet for when, you know, just for viewing purposes for when thinking. And you know, I picked up my old notepad that I hang on a second. Yeah, normal. Drop that down to about 50%. Yeah, let's ground this fucker. Bit more, bit more. It's a bit much. No, that'll do. And no, hang on. It's alright. I'm holding my holding my tablet pen in my mouth while I type. There we go. In fact, I'm going to set these to different colours. I find it easier to work on layers with colour. What the hell? That's not right. Yoink. Let's get a nice big airbrush. Yeah, so I went back and I looked through my old notepad, and basically I had a bunch of supplementary mechanics which were designed to work with an existing racing core. But looking back on it, I didn't have a core. All I had was just supplementary mechanics designed to, you know, be a career system. So I took the original concept and I ripped it up. I got through about 3 different revisions before I settled on a final. And I want to tell you more about it, I really do, but I until I've got the necessary IP protection in place, I'm kind of keeping it very close to my chest. I plan on doing that in the new year, but at the moment we're between the limbo that is Christmas and New Year, so finding someone in the office and then finding someone in the office who gives a shit are 2 very different things. So I'm going to be a little bit stuffed until at least January 3rd. Because from what I can make out, intellectual property protection on video games is a bit of a mixed bag. You have to have different levels of protection for different things, such as your core mechanics, your trademarks, characters, visual stylistic styles, so on and so forth. So I've done reading and that, and it's just going in one ear and straight out the other. With a comical whistle noise as it goes. I'm a designer, I'm not a fucking businessman. So this is a bit of an interesting challenge. Hey, I like challenge, don't get me wrong, but I fucking hate lawyers and solicitors. So I'm going to have to deal with them plebeians later on. I don't even know why I went to type that there, because I'm not even going to use that. Hang on. That's way too low. Yep, that's too dark. Yoink. Way too dark again. If I drop that down to about 40%, widen it. Now just grab an eraser, straight across there, like so. Grab another eraser and just gently brush that free, like so. And then what we'll do is we'll make another layer on top of that. Let's grab that. Hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to think and do numerous things at the same time. That's better. No, too much. Yeah, that'll do. So yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, the concept at the moment is, you know, it's in limbo at the moment between sorting out the copyright protection. The core of the game is completely done. And whilst I can't code for shit, the last time I tried, someone hit me as a result. Whilst I can't code for shit, I have developed, it sounds really corny, but I have a paper model of the whole thing, and supplementing racing for dice rolls. You know, you kind of, it works. It works on paper, and it would work in a video game tradition, so I'm happy with that. But the idea was to create a game where your choice is the most important thing. Okay, the team will live or the team will die depending on your actions. And oh god, oh god, I'm starting to step into territory of revealing too much. So you know, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to say anything more. But this is coming and it is being worked on at the moment. Christ, I'll have to try and kickstart something together. Oh yeah, one thing I will say. I said the inspiration for this was by a film called Redline. If you've seen it, you'll know that Redline has a vibrancy, an electric energy on screen, where cars literally shake themselves to pieces with the fury of 1,000 exploding suns as they race. I wanted to try and recapture this in 3D, where everything's popping, screaming, literally, you know, you're gritting your teeth as you're racing. So I went back, when I came back to the UK, I fired up 3ds Max and I started experimenting. And amazingly enough, it's very simple to do, but cars have to be built in a certain way in order to do it. I've got a couple of examples of it, and at the moment, as you can probably tell, I'm just designing some vehicles. So yeah, it's really cool, and I want to bring that level of vibrancy and, you know, aggression into this. So, but it kind of, fuck me. It needs to be balanced, and that's kind of what I need to. I need to get the thing actually working in an engine first, before I can start experimenting with that. But I'm planning on doing some more work to it in the new year when people actually start coming back into the office. But it will be good, and it will be fucking glorious. Well, that's the plan anyway. No, that's the wrong colour. There we go. Alright, I'm going to... a quick splash across the bottom there. Yeah, normally when I do a MAILCARD, people actually write in with various questions and stuff like that. Usually it's Anna related, and I kind of answer. Hang on a second. I think Battle Chair's on the way out. I'll have to replace it in the new year. Yes, Battle Chair has been with me for about 10 years now. It's starting to fall apart at the edges. The leather's a bit cracked, and I've already had to fix the base with with some sheet metal, but it works. Hang on a second, just turn the heating off. It's getting a bit hot in here. Yeah, one guy asked, where's Animal? Now, for those of you who are fairly new around here, Animal was my dog. It was a small, stupid Jack Russell Terrier who was infatuated with a ferret. Ferret is like it's like a squeaky toy thing over here, and you know he was a good dog. But I asked my old man to look after him when I flew over to Germany for 2 months. But when I came back, Animal, he actually became quite. Hang on a second. Animal didn't settle. He became quite, what's the word, difficult, and quite vandalistic. And with me working on this, it wasn't really fair on me keeping him around, so I found him a new home. He's living with a couple out in the countryside, and yeah, he's having fun chasing cows around, last I heard. So fair play to Animal on that. But at the moment, I'm kind of, to be honest, I kind of miss the little guy. I miss having the chaos of him running around. I kind of miss the stupidity he brought to the house. So yeah, but I've got the old lady's dog, and that's just as stupid and slightly smaller and more fun. So I'm not really gonna complain too much about that. And hilariously enough, the thing's more docile than Animal, so you can have all kinds of silly fun with that. In fact, the old lady at Christmas bought the dumb dog a little Christmas hat and a scarf thing. It's just a little Christmas hat which is the size of her head, and just plonk it on with him. Anyway, long story short, took this dog out for a walk with the damn thing on, and the dog just went, I don't give a fuck. And it had the hat on for the whole bloody Christmas day, and it just didn't care. So that was actually quite fun. Really enjoyed teasing the dog with that. Actually, I didn't enjoy it teasing it. The dog actually enjoyed it itself. So yes, that was fun. So yeah, Animal's not with me anymore. Looking after the old lady's dog from time to time. A sec. Oh, come on, dude. Just shit together. Yoink. I'm doing this rather hurriedly. I will... Hang on a second. Appears I've made a slight mistake there. There we go. So yeah, I've been doing that. As for new content, I should do some more. I'm kind of burnt out on Anno, to be honest. So I haven't done anything new on that. The Christmas Steam sale, my inbox has literally just exploded with people signing up, subbing, and just asking me questions Anno related, which, you know, is cool. I have no problems with that. I actually had quite a few people ask me about technical problems. Unfortunately, I'm no substitute for learning how to build a computer properly, so unfortunately I can't help those people too much. A little overkill. Yeah, alright, I'll do the, hang on a second. Yoink. Get rid of that. Layer that down, make a new layer. I'll do some detailing. Green. I might go off and just redo this afterwards just to make it a little cleaner and a bit fresher. Hang on a second. Yep. No, too strong. Actually, I think I might do another wildcard. I don't know what, though. I might do Broforce. I actually quite enjoyed the beta of that. Comes to think of it, I've not actually bought anything in the Steam sale. I've been putting all my money to one side to sort out all of the shenanigans for... Hang on a second, lawyering this. There we go. What else do I need to do on this? Alright, cool, and let's do that vent. Let's do the vent. Yep. So much easier to just flip the canvas. I don't like... It's easier for my hand to go from 7 o'clock to 2 o'clock than it is to go from 10 till 4, if that makes sense. So rotating the canvas just makes things so much easier for everything involved. And what we'll do is we'll put a bit of shadow underneath there. That's not a bad idea, that isn't. Probably better if I worked in white. Hang on a second. Yep. If I invert that. What else do I want to do? Yes, the division would be good. So if I grab this and go over to here. What? Shut up. You lie. Hang on. If I grab all this, mash it all the way down. Selection is still there, just invisible, and then change the colour just slightly, like so. Okay. What's do the panel lining? Sorry, I'm just I've been meaning to try and get around to building this fucking thing for ages. So I've kind of become a little bit infatuated. In fact, I'm going to put that down. I'm actually going to drink some tea because I haven't drank any yet. And the Britishness courses through my veins. Oh, glorious. So yes, the future. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to be busy with this for quite a while, as you can probably gather. And yeah, that's going to be keeping me considerably busy. There will be an announcement, and you will see the fruits of my labour. Hang on a second. What's going on here? What are you doing? No, that's too strong. Nah, too weak. That's about right. Get rid of all that crap there. Click and click. Nope, that's a bit fruit. No, again. If I do that there. And then what we'll do is we'll just grab a slight eraser and then again, too strong. There we go. Just gives the indication of light reflecting off a slight panel lining, which is cool. And what we'll do is we'll do another one across here. No, come on. You can do it. There we go. And there should be one across here. This is all very rough at the moment. I will clean all this up considerably. Actually, I know what I'm also going to do. Yes, I do want to do an Iron Man of Deus Ex. I don't know whether or not to do the original or... Well, when I say the original, I don't mean the original from '99, because there's going to be quite a few people who have done that, but I'm thinking about Human Revolution. Hang on a second. Stop sucking Manwand. You're better than this, sir. You may be wondering, why is he going outside the lines when blah 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 blah. Control click on the main base layer. Invert it. Select the layer I want. Boom. There we go. And then I can just clean. Get a hard edge razor would be fucking nice. That didn't come out nearly as good as I was hoping. Jesus Christ. This is what happens when you're rushing for... God, normally this would take a lot longer. But yeah, I want to do the original... I was going to wait and do the Deus Ex Director's Cut. Unfortunately, when it came out, it actually turned out to be a bit, well, crap. So I'm going to do the original, including its really shitty boss fights. To be honest, they're not hard at all. They're just a little bit time-consuming. So that's kind of, you know, on the cards. Oh, I could do with doing that as well. There we go. Let's just quickly do this. There we go. Now what we'll do is we'll grab a shade of... I should do this and just palette the original image, but my brain doesn't think like that. I'm so used to working in old Photoshop. And then what we'll do is we'll grab a dark colour, yeah, set that down to low opacity, transfer, we'll put pen pressure on. I don't know why that's not on to begin with, but ho-hum! There we go. That'll do. Even if there's a bit out of colour. Oh, that'll do it. Nah, it doesn't look too bad for a rough thing. Actually, I know what I'm going to do very quickly. We'll just do this. Yoink. Just like that. Actually, no, I don't. If I just lock the alpha, then I can paint within it without batting an eye. Oh, the future is here. Grab an eraser and then just... What? Ah, very cheeky. I see what you did there. There we go. I think that'll do for a rough. But yeah, this is going ahead nicely. I will do more content in the future. I will do my best too, because I know I've been kind of submissive and quiet, and for that I do apologise. Oh, hang on. This is the joy of working in Photoshop. You know, you sit there and you're like, I can do that, and I will do that. That's a little too dark. Yoink. That'll do. Solid. There we go, and we'll just... Yoink. That's better. Nah, that'll do. Oh, I've had enough. In fact, let me just quickly lock these layers down. Yoink. That'll do. Question is, do I want to show you any more concept art? Actually, I might. Hang on, what have I got that I can show you? I shouldn't actually be doing this, but... resources. Yeah, a big folder where I keep all the stuff. All of the stuff. Asset design. No, shit, definitely not showing you characters or screenplay. Vehicles, maybe? I don't really have anything. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Oh yeah. There you go, there's another one I knocked up. Kind of a cross between an AC-10 and a Ford Mustang with a little hint of SLS AMG for shits and giggles. The cars in Grand Shift are designed to be fire-spitting monstrosities weighing about 3.5 tonnes with 6,000 brake horsepower engines. Why? Because it's the future! I can be as fucking crazy as I want. I won't be as crazy as Wipeout, but everything will be grounded with modern technology, even if the dial of awesomeness is turned to 11. Spinal Tap approves of this bullshit. Anyway, I'm going to disappear and just clean that up. Yeah, that is very rough, actually. I'll clean that up and... Hang on a second. No, that actually doesn't look too bad if I take the sketch off. I might just do a little quick sketch of it. Actually, that'll do. Fuck it. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to disappear and continue drinking my tea and polish off the last of this Terry's Chocolate Orange, which has been eyeing me in the corner here, looking rather... How many layers do I... Ooh, I've only got... I've got 2 segments left. Oh, look at that. I'm not going to eat them in front of you. Instead, I shall... Actually, no, I lied. I lied. Instead, I'm going to disappear. Yeah, feel free to play if you're new to the place because of the Steam sale. Which, oh my fucking god, my phone constantly dings whenever someone new subscribes. Okay, I know I can turn that off on YouTube, but it's nice to know when there's a bit of activity around the place. And my god, it hasn't stopped. To the point where I'm actually having to put the fucking thing on mute in the middle of the night. It keeps waking me up. Ding, ding, ding. 3 o'clock in the morning. Ah, fuck. Oh, God. Then I saw it was on sale on Steam. Went, oh, shit. Mute all the devices. Yes. So, yeah, it's been good fun. It's been good fun. So, what have I covered here? I've mentioned Grand Shift. I've mentioned Animal. I've mentioned the future, possible wild card of Broforce. I tell you what I do want to do. I'd like to do another another Anno run. Not of 2070 though, because I'm kind of burnt out on that. But I'd like to do 1404, because I haven't played 1404 in what feels like a fucking eternity. So this would be quite entertaining. Yes, I believe I will do that. I might do a 1404 run where we build a nice Occident and Orient empire for glory. I might need to play a bit of it to begin with, because I haven't played it in such a long time and most of it is still fairly alien to me. Yes. I know what I forgot. Door handles. No one's going to get in the car without a door handle. Yes, I'll do that. I'll paint that afterwards. But anyway, yes. I'm out of here, and I'll catch you all later. Have a good one. And lay off the drink on New Year's Eve. Remember, if you are drinking, don't go fucking driving. You're only going to push my insurance premiums up, and I don't like you if you do that. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll catch you later. Bye.